Welcome to the Overwhelm Edit, the podcast for professional women just like you who are ready to rewrite their story and reclaim feeling capable at work and present at home again. I'm Dr. Sarah Lou, a GP and life coach who specializes in women's burnout and overwhelm, and I'm here to guide you with the practical tools, inspiring stories, and strategies that mix the science and the soul to get you out of survival mode. And so, my lovely, are you ready to edit overwhelm out of your life once and for all? Let's do this. Hello, my lovely, and welcome to this episode of the Overwhelm Edit. I'm so glad you're here. This is the final episode of this season. We're going to be taking just a short pause for a few weeks. So make sure that you follow so that you know when the next season is starting. Be the first to get it. And so, my lovely, we're carrying on with that theme of tips and habits and tools that my one-to-one clients wanted you to know. They wanted you to know these because these are the things that have seemed so simple on the face value and yet have yielded such impact, such an amazing ripple effect on their lives. And they wanted you to know them so that you can start your journey now, so you can start to move forward having these tools in part of your toolkit, knowing that they work, that they're effective, that they are tried and tested, so you can lean into them, so that you know they're going to pack a punch. And that's what we need. That's what we need when we're overcoming overwhelm. That's what we need when we're on a burnout journey. We want to know what's going to work, and we want to know that it's going to work now. And so, yes, the tips in today's episode are not necessarily all going to be the right ones for you, because this is not a one size fits all, but certainly there's going to be something that you can take away from this episode, whether that's 1, 2, or 3 of the tips. Feel free to use them, explore them, play with them, tweak them. Just give them a try, because when you are feeling under-resourced, overwhelmed, overstretched, and burning out, all of these things are going to move the needle forward. All of these things are going to work. It's just which is going to be your favorite. That's what remains to be seen, and I can't wait to hear. And so let's dive in. Today, the theme of the tips is about creating healthy habits, those habits that are going to make you feel more resourced, more resilient, and less overwhelmed. That's what we need. We need more of that. So let's dive straight in. So on the theme of healthy habits, we've talked before about having a cue, haven't we? We talked before about what you actually need to have a new habit and how you need to remind yourself to do it. Now, my one-to-one clients know that I am a massive fan of setting alarms. In fact, if you're in my household ever, you'll be thinking, what's this alarm for now? And actually, the alarms are there and they're so helpful if you have any degree of distractibility in your life or any degree of possible time blindness. And let's face it, I think we all do when we lead those lives that are busy, that are pressured, that are jam-packed, that have so much in it. And it can even happen, when we're having this time that we think is rest time, maybe we're on the sofa watching a bit of telly, the phone's out. We just do not notice the passage of time. And so one of my one-to-one clients, what she messaged back was about the alarms, and that did make me smile. The alarms are so helpful for me. They're so helpful for her. And I know a few of my other clients love them too. So here's the thing about the alarms. The alarms had to be set at a really realistic time. So this example is about setting an alarm to remind you to go to bed. Now, it might seem like the most obvious thing in the world that you're tired, so you go to bed. But yet, how often do you find yourself stuck on the sofa and you realize hours have passed and you haven't gone to bed? You meant to. You'd planned to. You'd decided it before you'd even climbed out of bed this morning. And yet, here you are, still not in bed. And you know that you're going to feel so tired tomorrow because of it. And it feels like a constant cycle of self-sabotage. And I know why we get it. Whether you've got little people at home or not, it can be that sense of just wanting to have a bit of time to chill, to rest, to veg even on the sofa, to just be, to have no demands upon you. And actually watching that TV program, looking at your phone at the same time, it seems on face value restful and relaxing, but it's actually consumption of information, of blue light, all the things that are waking your brain up. And so not only are you finding that you're not going to bed at the time you meant to get a good night's sleep, you're actually going to bed and your brain is not in that place where it wants to sleep. It's woken back up again. And so the alarm could be used to, say, hey, time to go upstairs, time to go to bed. It seems so simple, but oh my gosh, it is so effective. Or maybe the alarm needs to be for you, turn the telly off, time to put the remote to the side. And so this alarm, to use it really effectively, it has to be set with intention. So it has to be set knowing, say, for example, that you're going to go to bed at X time because you want an X length of sleep. Now, you need to work back from when you need to get up. You need to consider when you go to bed, how long your bedtime routine takes and how long it might even take you to fall asleep, so that you can actually give your body and your brain a sleep window, an opportunity to actually get the right amount of sleep. And so this alarm needs to be set with intention at a time that's going to give you enough time, because we don't want to add pressure, stress. This has to be relaxing and restful. And to really get the most impact with the alarm, if you're using it on your phone, for example, you can actually label that alarm. You can give it a name so that it comes up on your screen. I wonder what it would say. It might say simply, time to go to bed, or maybe something a bit more creative. Let me know what you go for. But this alarm is so effective. It reduces that time blindness. It reduces that cycle of self-sabotage that we all find ourselves in. And it allows you to do something really good for yourself. Getting more sleep. Just think how better resourced you're going to feel. So that is number one. It's setting an alarm for bed specifically, or to go upstairs, or turn the telly off, all related around the bedtime routine. We all need a bedtime routine, not just for little ones. We've just forgotten that along the way. Okay, the number two is this idea of bookmarking the day, or bookending the day. Maybe that's a better phrase. So no matter what is going on in your life or who else is in your life, you are going to have a period of time at work and you're going to have a period of time at home. Whether that is going to be in mum mode at home, or you live by yourself, or you have a partner, or responsibilities, you're going to have a transition point at least twice in the day, going from home life to work life to home life. Now, one of the pinch points is a good way to describe it, that my clients find is that transition, is that moving into a different gear, moving from one mode into the next mode. It's clunky, it feels awkward or difficult. It feels like you've not quite moved from home mode, and then all of a sudden you're in this pressured work environment and your brain is thinking, where am I going to be? And so if you bookend the day, instead you're giving yourself time to just catch up, to recalibrate, that you know what is needed of you at this point. And that is, I find, particularly important at the end of the day. Those of you that are working from home, you maybe identify that, okay, it's great not having a long commute. Oh my gosh, we don't miss those days. However, we do miss that chance to kind of switch off, to kind of decompress, even so after the workday. We're kind of stop, turn around from the computer, and we're in home mode immediately. Our brains just do not work that way. So this book ending the day is just allowing you that chance, just have a period of time to transition. And so you can do this in a few different ways. One of my clients, her favorite way that she wanted you to know was, so she is in a situation where she commutes, she drives. She was finding herself getting straight into the car after a stressful afternoon of work, needing to get home, wanting to get into mum mode, but really just feeling like she was bringing it all home with her. Maybe even there'd be a conversation in the car with someone on the phone, on hands-free, of course, where she would vent or find herself complaining about the day. And it felt cathartic. It maybe even felt good up to a certain point, but accidentally just added fuel to the fire, added fuel to that irritation and that stress of the day. And instead, we decided to bookend the day by just having a moment to notice, be aware. I'm now in my car. I'm now doing my 3 physiological breaths that were covered in a previous episode. And now I'm going to listen to music and I'm going to drive home. So she changed this half an hour, maybe even an hour commute, into a process where she allowed her nervous system to slow, to catch up, to recalibrate, and then had a period of time where she just did something nice for herself. Yes, she still needed to drive. Yes, she was probably still stuck in traffic. but she did have this time of listening to music. And then when she phoned whoever she wanted to phone, she could phone them feeling in a different frame of mind. Of course, maybe the day did need complaining about. This is not sugarcoating the whole thing. Actually, at that point, it didn't add fuel to the fire. She was able to talk about it in a constructive way, in a productive way, and then put it to bed. And so this book ending the day can be done in so many ways. That was her example of driving that she wanted you to know about. Other clients, particularly those working from home, it is a case of needing to get some trainers on, get a coat on, no matter what the weather is, and going for a walk. And literally, what a breath of fresh air that is for them. And there's amazing evidence about the benefit of what walking does. And we're going to cover that in point number 3. But for point number 2, just think about what you need to do to transition out of life mode into work and work into life mode. What do you need to do to feel more yourself, more calm, more present, that when you get there, you're able to give your all. You're able to be with those that you love at home, give them your presence and your love, just as you want to, just as you crave doing. And also what you need to do when you get to work to feel more capable, more present, more efficient and productive. Just remembering that episode before and the tips from that. And so number 3, this is about walking. And I love walking. My clients know how much I love to walk. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I'm always doing videos, taking pictures when I'm out on a walk. Walking is a tonic, but I know how hard it can feel to squeeze a walk or some time in nature, some time outside in the great outdoors, into an already busy schedule, one that's already jam-packed and pressured. And maybe walking isn't the thing that you love. Maybe you'd rather do something else. That's okay. What we're talking about really is about movement, but so much of the research is based around walking in particular. But here's the good news. Whether you are a very active and someone who enjoys, movement and going to the gym and exercise, or you're someone who would rather not, this works equally for any type of person. And the science proves, the neuroscience is backing this up, and that's why I love it so much, that if you were to walk for 10 minutes, maximum and minimum, you can walk longer if you want to, but if you were to walk for 10 minutes, that this is basically like giving your brain, now this is a scientific term coming up, a bubble bath. It's giving your brain a chance to just have everything flow better. The neurotransmitters, the chemicals that help our brain process and work properly. And this 10 minutes bubble bath for your brain, maybe even massage. I always used to call it a massage for your brain. 10 minutes is all it takes. 10 minutes, the neurotransmitters, the chemicals that help your brain function are all back, readjusted to where they need to be able to work properly, to work effectively, to allow you to feel efficient and capable. And that 10 minutes is enough to even help you feel more present and decompressed from a hard day. And so 10 minutes, that's all you need to do. 10 minutes, ideally a day, just to give your brain that chance just to catch up on itself. And that 10 minutes could be used in the middle of the day. That could be on a lunch break. That could be getting out of your chair, moving your body, deliberately going out for your lunch, even if you brought it with you, just taking it out so that you're getting up and out of your chair. Or maybe this is thinking about bookending the day, whether that be in the morning or the evening. 10 minutes, just set your watch and off you go. Ideally, in a perfect world, however, none of us live in a perfect world, but in a perfect world, you'd add in some green space, you'd add in some nature, because this is all adding extra to it, isn't it? This would be giving you that soothing ability that nature has in us, that perspective gaining time spent just being outside in nature, in green spaces. I realise that is not accessible to everyone, particularly if you're doing this in the middle of the day. So that doesn't matter. That's the extra points. But this is the absolute best that you can get. The 10 minutes is all that you need. So give yourself permission, play with that. See what you can do. If you want to walk longer, go for it. Of course you can. But 10 minutes, you will be feeling so much better. And so, my lovely, as we come to a close of this season of the Overwhelm Edit, I am so grateful for your presence here. Honestly, it is such a joy to bring this podcast to you. When I read your comments, when I see the follows grow, when I see the impact and the benefit that you're all getting, it brings me such joy. And so we will be coming back in a couple of weeks. And like I mentioned at the start of the episode, for you to not miss out on that return in a couple of weeks, just click follow and you will be notified when the next episode is out. And so, as always, reach out, send me an email. You know I love reading your responses. I'd love to hear how this goes for you. And I will see you again very soon. Lots of love. Thank you so much for listening to the Overwhelm Edit. If you have enjoyed this episode, I'd be so grateful if you could take a moment to follow the podcast, leave a review, or share it with a friend who you think might need it too. Your support helps this message reach more incredible women just like you. And don't forget to connect with me over on Instagram. I'm at Dr. Sarah Lou Wiley. Find me there for more tips, tools, and conversations about beating burnout and reclaiming your life. Until next time, take care of you. You deserve it.